Howdy! Just a bit of an update for the folks who are following the fish farm build. So where we're standing at the moment is, I've ordered a new pump. This one just doesn't have enough guts, I don't think. So I'll explain why in a little bit. But from the sump tanks, pretty much all the same. It's still got a standpipe in there that regulates the height in the biofilter. The height in there regulates how much water's in here. Comes out through there to the pump, sends it up to these two lines into the fish tanks. At the end of each line is a venturi. Water flows in, a little bit of oxygen thrown in from the venturi and the bubbles on the surface. Comes out through the solids lifting outlets, down through these pipes and into the radial flow filter, which now has twin standpipes. With the pump going up a size, I think a twin standpipe is definitely going to work a lot better. Also too, a lot of people raise concerns about a bit solid pipe coming through here with a T. When the two flows hit, you might end up with some debris accumulating or solids accumulating at the base of that T. Yeah, so anyway, I went back to my original design and rather happy with it. The only problem it has caused is this pipe here from this tank, because it's a bit longer, gets a bit floppy. So I put in a bit of a brace against the tank there just to secure it so it doesn't flap around a bit. The change since the last clip is I have this extra bit of pipe work here. So we have the water going into the radial flow filter through that pipe, and the water coming through this pipe as well. It just increases the flow amount. Could come in handy with the new pump. In the moving bed biofilter, we actually have a few different changes. There's a new outlet down the bottom there made from an 1.5" end cap or a 40mm end cap with a load of holes drilled in it. That goes into a 40mm to a 25mm reducer and then a 25mm pipe all the way out. So for you Imperial guys, that's an 1.5" end cap onto an 1.5" to a 1" reducer and an inch pipe all the way out. I'll explain how that works in a minute. It's just to get the solids down the bottom out. I've settled on using Mr. Paul Van's Venturi from Earthen Group. Snapped up a couple before he closed the shop. Thank you very much, sir. They're a professional jobby. They've got a little valve on the side there that you can open and close to allow your air in. Thought I'd be a little bit smart and buy one off eBay with the threaded ends on it, just so easy to put on and off. I was a bit thrown off by these little ring pipe clamps, to tell you the truth. Not worth it, seriously, not worth it. Chuck this little unit on and it's just flying along. This thing here wouldn't even move the biomedia. This one here is just, you know, it's pelting along at a nice pace. The pump could be upsized a bit, but yeah. What I ended up doing was, you'll probably remember from before if you've seen these clips, I had the Venturis on the outside in through a 90 and then up through a standpipe. As you can see, it's now internal with a 90 degrees forcing the water and the air up. I tried all three different types of Venturis, the homemade jobbies, Paul's jobby, and this one here. Before anyone asks, I don't know where to get these at the moment. I'm very sorry, you just have to look around online. I can't point you in the right direction there. I'm going to get asked, so I thought I'd throw that in. Yeah, I tried all three internally in the system, and this is the only one that really works. Just a bit of a note on that. This is the 80 litres of biofilter I got in there, biofilter media I got in there at the moment. It's PeO3 or Calder style media. To empty the media, which I've done about 6 times now, an ice cream bucket with loads of holes in the bottom comes in handy. So it really, there's no way you can change a Venturi or any work on the inside with all that media in there, so you've got to scoop it out. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the way she's going. I'll show you something with the media when I turn the system on and give you a look. So from there it goes down in and back into the sump tank and flows around. This little bit of valve work and pipe into the sump tank is for when I want to get tricky and I want to use this as a trickle filter. So what I basically do is run it with no standpipe in the sump tank and turn the Venturi off just so the media sits in place. Water flows through it, small fine particles collect in the media, and the clean water goes through to the sump tank to go round and around the system, happy on its way. So the idea with the trickle filter is after you do that for about 12 hours or so, you fill this unit up. For me it's really easy, just got to turn a valve there, it stops the water flowing out. This fills up with water. I take off these two little screens, which is easy enough, whack on these little end caps to stop any water coming through here. switch this valve to open, and the radial flow filter will then run directly into the sump tank, and I can keep the fish happy with some oxygenated water while I try to smash up the solids in this with an air stone in the base, and then I can drain it out to waste using that little fitting I told you about before. So that's the idea. It's just for those really fine solids that the radial flow filter doesn't take care of. I've noticed in the aquaponics, and I'm thankful for it, that the radial flow filter doesn't get rid of everything. Some solids make it through, they even make it through the biofilter. We've got it hooked up there now, and they go into the bed. They give your plants trace elements and also gives your worms some food. So yeah, these things don't take out 100% of your solids, if you're wondering. So anyway, back to this. That's pretty much all how she's hooked up and how she's going to run. For the time being, this needs to be closed because I'm not cleaning this out. So what I'll do is I'll add the media back in, we'll fire her up, and I'll give you a look at the way the media is behaving and everything's working in here. So there we go, the media is back in here. She's bubbling away rather nicely. So rather happy with that. Just to show you something, give you a look at how that's bubbling away. I did have these off for a little while yesterday because I figured that the media being lower meant that yeah, I didn't need to have these guards up. But as you can see, the bubbling has slowed down a lot. And the reason that is, I think, some experts will be able to clarify this. The water, as it's coming through, it's breaking the surface tension and just allowing the media to move that little bit more. So this one on this side, and yeah, looks like it's doing a good job. Everything's travelling along nicely. That's the water coming through, and then back out through there. These little taps here, I can use them to adjust the flow rate into the fish tanks, but it all seems to be fairly balanced at the moment. So happy as Larry, or happy as I hope Larry is anyway. So, oh, a little thing, Bianca and Kira bought this for me the other day at the shops. Came in handy. I actually dropped this little unit here when I was putting this pipe on this morning. I hadn't tightened up the screw that sits in there, and that dropped to the bottom, so I had to fish out all the media and use that to pick it out. Also found a little screw down the bottom and picked that out with it as well, so it's come in handy. Yeah, also too with the media, I'll just show you this. Don't know if you can work it out. There's a grubby one there. I put in about 4 to 6 litres of the media from the aquaponic system into here just to help seed the bacteria. See if we can get it a bit of a kickstart on the colony in here. Now to show you why I'm not too happy. Just around here. These tanks are opaque, but I don't think they're blocking out enough of the sunlight, so I'm going to have to rig up some sort of cover to go around them. I don't want black. Black will just make the water far too hot for summer. Maybe in winter it could be alright, but still just a little bit too warm at the moment. So I think I'm going to have to clad it somehow. For the time being, I'm thinking I might have to spring for some more 90% shade cloth, something along those lines. Just while we're here, I'll show you the pH. It's 9.1. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way she's all going. So my main concerns at the moment is, actually, while I think about it, putting those screws back in there so I don't have to dig out the media, getting the new pump on, and also trying to shield the sunlight off of these tanks a little bit better, just so we don't end up with a potential algal outbreak and lowering the pH. So yeah, something I can knock over this morning. So anyway, there's a bit of a look at it. Like I've said before, I'm no expert, so there's no plans for this. I'm just making it up on the fly as I go. Had lots of great advice from folks like Paul Van, CC Bear, Jim with the biomedia, Craig, James, loads of other people who have commented on our clips and on the Facebook group. So thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate all the. So there you go. A bit of a quick look at it. Hopefully we'll have the jade perch in here within at least 2 weeks, I hope, if there's still any fingerlings left at the hatchery. So there you go, guys. Have a great one and take it easy. Cheers.